First of all, you got to give Metro a lot of credit. I mean, they're conference champions, and they're going to play for the conference tournament championship tomorrow. They're number one in the region. They're a very good team. Tanya does a great job coaching them. They're as good a defensive team as we've played against in a long time. I mean, even back in those days in Minnesota, when we thought that the NCC really did some good jobs defensively and had some good teams on that end of the floor and that type of stuff. They do it the right way. They start on that end of the floor. You can't give them 16 points. You can't spot them 16 and then decide to play at halftime. But they're just first-class team, and they do it the right way. And the RMAC should be proud of them. Proud of the fact that they're going to represent, maybe host a regional, because on the floor they're going to do it the right way.
Questions?
Coach, 8 points at halftime. What was the halftime adjustments that you made coming into that second half?
Can't say. Confidential. Probably wouldn't fit, probably wouldn't air it. But I think the biggest thing is that I suppose I was embarrassed. I'm sure the players were embarrassed by it, by the performance, that type of thing. And then they just mentally did it. I mean, mentally they came out and played. We had 2 games with them. One they made the last second shot to beat us when we were up, and then overtime. We had chances in this game to seal it in regulation, but we just started to play on both ends of the floor. And I'm sure when you're up 16, then the team comes right at you. They bum rush right back into it. You get a little tense yourself. So we kind of flip. We kind of put the shoe on the other foot. And I think that was the big difference is our mentality of our kids and how they play.
Tell me, how much was it? I mean, you tipped your hat to them obviously defensively. How much was it percentage-wise their good defense or offensive struggles?
I think 70-30 their defense. I mean, I know she'd be the first to admit that there's a lot of things inside that she missed early. Crystal Locke missed 2 bunnies. VJ made some plays that she normally wouldn't make, that type of stuff. I think their defensive pressure had a lot to do with it, but had a little bit to do with us too. That type of thing. I think you got to give them at least 70% of the credit that they dictated things in the first half.
Coach, how about in that second half, just the character that your girls showed? You're down 16, you come in and you held them to 2 points in the first, 9:45 of the second half. Just comment about the character that your girls showed in that second half there.
I've said that all along about this group. I mean, when Marissa went down, one of the first weekends, Chloe Cable goes down Thanksgiving, and we lose to Monica Hutkins, halfway through the January. When we were 3 and 4, and I told the kids that this week, I said I was maybe on Sunday when we met a little bit. I just said I was just hoping and praying that we could get into the tournament. I didn't know which direction we would go. I didn't know if we would fragment and go this way or if we would pull together. And these two, along with Kelsey, really did a great job. I mean, honestly, we could have easily fragmented and went different ways, but these two with Kelsey did a great job pulling us in and kept us as a team. So our character as a team, is strong. We got good kids. They're not perfect, but they're good kids. And hoops is a big deal to them. They want to be good. And I think that's what kind of surfaced at halftime is the character of these kids and everybody else that played. And it just showed what kind of basketball team we could be, and we can play like. So I think a big tribute is to the character of the kids. And I'm proud of the way that they responded the second half and played, but disappointed for them as much as anybody that we didn't respond right away the first 20.
Kelly, chances are your season's not over, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
What do you do now? I mean, you just kind of, how do you come back from a loss like this, physically, mentally?
Well, it's good that we got some time. It's good that we don't have to fly out Sunday and play Monday right away, that type of thing. It's good that, we got a couple days, we got to decide what we want to do as coaches. We'll watch our guys right away. We'll do something kind of fun tonight. Take them out somewhere good, and then tomorrow we'll talk as a team what kind of schedule we want to have to get ready to go to the regions. And that depends too. Like if Metro wins out, then that's a little bit easier to travel to go up to Denver or Fort Lewis whatever the situation is, and then try to get to Wayne, America. You ever been to Wayne, America? Hard to get to, dude. You know, so, and you can't even stay there. They got one motel. So what we'll try to do is we'll try to regroup a little bit, you know, and try to just work our way back into it, especially on Sunday night when we find out who we're going to play and that type of thing. So I don't think it'll be hard for us to bounce back. We've had more adversity than this. You know, we have nothing to be ashamed of. They had one loss at Fort Lewis. Most everybody loses there at Fort Lewis. You know, we had one loss against number one team in the league, number one team in the region. So we don't have to be ashamed of anything, and it was in overtime. We need to understand that we belong and that we can play and beat anybody that's going to be in that thing next week.
For Vera, talk about the overtime a little bit. Going for 11, maybe forcing some things or trying to get the flow.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I think I was just really trying to make a play and just, I guess, forcing some things. So just a little bit of disappointment on my part. And just next week, I'm just going to come back a lot stronger mentally and focused.
Does any team make the play out there?
What was that?
Does any team make the play out there?
I mean, it's all on me. I mean, kudos to them too, you know, but that's got to come from me, and I got to pinpoint where my priorities are in offense, but they did do a good job.
So previous meeting came down to that last second shot. You had a chance to win it at the end, taking you through that last 5 seconds, a long three-pointer, but barely missed it.
I mean, my plan was just to get to the rim, and I was going the strong right. He cut me off, so